Good morning, Commanders Nation. So week 1 of the OTAs is over with, phase 3. And I figured I should make a video regarding the players that stood out. The OTAs could be like a good indicator of what the player could possibly do in training camp. Okay, we've all seen players who have stood out in OTAs that didn't do anything in training camp, but if anything, it could serve as a good measuring stick, a good indicator of possibly what's to come. Okay, so I don't know. But the Commanders website dropped a couple of players who stood out in the OTAs. And I did some research. I did my Googling. I found a couple other players who stood out according to Commanders beat writers. So yeah, before I continue, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. I'm probably going to include some interview clips and everything like that. But let's get to the video, dude. I'm over here yammering. So the first dude, Trey Amos. He's number 1 on everybody's list. This is a guy, second round pick, first round pick value. Dude, his overall presence so far has been eerily similar to Frozone, Mikey Sainristil's trajectory or presence last year. Sainristil was balling out in the OTAs last year. Training camp, Sainristil was doing his thing. Preseason, it just seems so eerily similar to that. Sainristil to now to Amos. And, granted, if Amos continues in this path, it would change the entire secondary. I mean, it would be Marshawn number 1, Amos number 2 out in the boundaries. Man, 6'1". Come on, put him in the boundary. And then Frozone back in his natural spot in the slot. All of a sudden, we're cooked. If Marshawn's coming back to form, we are cooking in the secondary. But I'm going to read with you guys what they said. Trey Amos, man, I'm super excited for this kid. He made the most out of his snaps in 7-7 drills. And I'm going to put the receipts right here so y'all can read it too. I don't want you guys to think I'm pulling something out of my ass. No, this is a guy who the Commanders, like we said, considered taking him with our first round pick. But they were in love with Connolly Jr. more. In one of his impressive plays, he managed to stay upright after his feet got tangled with Michael Gallup and got a tipped pass for an interception on the second play of the 7-7 drill. He nearly got another one later in the day while working against Luke, our boy Luke McCaffrey, and kept up with Deebo Samuel would line up against him. Look, when he's lining up against smaller dudes, smaller, quicker dudes, and the fact that he's still keeping up with them, that's impressive. That's impressive. Again, Amos is athletic. He ran a 4.4 340 time with his big stature. Well, 6'1", but still. This dude is athletic. But, yeah, man, and then also, they're saying that Adam Peters said that Amos is just an all-around cornerback. Commanders primarily view him as a perimeter defender. And that showed during the reps against Samuel. His large frame allows him to play physical at the line of scrimmage with bigger receivers. But granted, let's be honest, he still has, a ways to go regarding improving. But this is all just great signs. Everywhere you go, Amos is number 1. Amos is number 1 regarding dudes who are impressing. I'm really liking it. But number 2... we were just talking about him. Second dude to stand out in the OTAs, Mikey Sainristil. So they're saying about here with Sainristil that he routinely put himself in position to make plays and had multiple batted down passes. One play which featured Sainristil matched up against Jaylin Lane saw him reach out on the last second and swat the ball to the ground for an incompletion. Sainristil's position in this iteration of Washington defense is unknown at this point, but to be honest with you, it looks like it's going to be slot. If Amos keeps doing the way he's doing, it's going to be slot. And, again, I said this before, I feel like Sainristil is going to play some out in the boundary depending on matchup positions of that week. Because in my opinion, Sainristil is that good where you want him to be on the field 100% of the snaps. You don't want him to be off the field. And if he's slot, granted, he's going to be on the field for the majority of the snaps, but he's not going to be on the field for 100% of the snaps. So, I'm really liking this, man. Our secondary is getting a big boost. The third dude that stood out on the OTAs, according to the Commanders website, is our boy. Come on now, Jayden Daniels. This is a guy. The talk of the town was his triceps. This man got bigger. I made a video on that. Not on his triceps, but this is a guy who great rookie year, still has another leap to go. The leap being into possible MVP competition. But yeah, man, they're saying here on the website that he appears slightly more muscular and clearly has been putting in the work to stay on the top of his game this offseason. He said he had an excellent offseason and earned some praise from his teammates and coaches for it. He set a high standard for himself, obviously, after this standout rookie campaign. I mean, he just did his thing, honestly, in the OTAs. Nothing big, but like just his overall, just new stature, I guess, is what stood out. I think the beat writers are impressed with his triceps. They're impressed with his triceps. They're like, dude, he grew by 2. So again, like, I love Jayden Daniels. I keep saying his stat, but like, he was the quarterback with the most scrambles last year with 70. The second place dude was 19 scrambles behind him. So that's how much of a gap there was. So if anything, like, obviously gaining this muscle could help prevent an injury, because we don't want that. Of course we don't want that. The fuck. But yeah, man, those 3 guys are the ones who stood out according to the Commanders website, an article that recently dropped. But there's 2 more guys who I keep finding, 2 more common guys who I keep finding on other people's list who stood out in the OTAs. 2 rookies. And the first one is Jaylin Lane. It's nice to hear this about him. Jaylin Lane, they're saying he stood out. He showcased his speed and elusiveness, making an immediate impact with his dynamic playmaking ability. They're saying that he's turning heads. This is a guy who didn't have a quarterback that much in Virginia Tech. Like, he was working with pretty much nothing. And now he's back here, and like, he has one of the best quarterbacks now in our boy Jayden. I feel like he's going to be used as a gadget player a little bit. And then he can continue progressing into like a deep threat and obviously like turning maybe into the slot, depending if Luke has something to say about it. But, I really like Jaylin Lane. Jaylin Lane could be very well our starter. I wouldn't be surprised if it's week 1. Starting slot. It's Terry, Debo. Well, Debo's going to play everywhere, all over the wide receiver room. But, like, I wouldn't be surprised if Jaylin Lane gets a majority of the snaps in the slot. This dude, like, I think he's going to be our number 1 punt returner. That's what he excelled at in Virginia Tech. But it's nice to see that this guy is turning heads with his speed, 4.34 40. Another dude. This is going to put some smiles on Commanders fans' faces. Our boy, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Number 5. This guy is standing out as well. And they're saying that, he's also mentioned to somebody to watch during the OTAs. They like his speed, his athleticism. Granted, we all saw the RAS chart. This man was just green everywhere. So like, easily the most athletic running back in our running back room. Will he contribute week 1? We don't know. But, like, this was a great start for him. They're saying that he is standing out. He's just displaying his agility and speed, honestly. They're not really playing any. But still, I think the biggest thing with him is pass protection. Pass protection and catching out of the backfield. Those 2 apparently he struggled with in college. I'm not too worried about that long term because I think he's going to improve with that with the great coaching we have in Anthony Lynn. But at the end of the day, this is a dude we got to keep our eye on. This is a dude who could possibly be B-Rob's contract is over with this upcoming season. Whether he deserves another contract, it will be determined based on his play this upcoming year. But B-Rob, I like B-Rob. He's getting a lot of hate this offseason. I'm rooting for him. I understand the hate that he got. I understand the criticism. But Krosky-Merritt is a nice little prospect that we can possibly fall back on. So, yeah, man, like, again, OTAs, but the 5 dudes who apparently are sticking out in the OTAs is Trey Amos, Sainristil, Jayden Daniels triceps, and Jaylin Lane, and Krosky-Merritt, a.k.a. Bill. That's a great list. There's not really much surprises there. Lane and Krosky-Merritt, they looked like a part. They seemed like draft steals on draft day. And Trey Amos definitely fits that mold of draft steals. But, yeah, man, like, again, we'll see what happens. But OTAs is off. We'll see what happens in training camp. I think training camp will definitely have much more of a clearer vision as to what the hell's happening. But, yeah, man, like, I figured I should make a video on this. Let me know what you guys think. But, yeah, man, I dropped this quick video. I feel like I'm going to make a video shortly regarding the national media's input on the Commanders offseason. A lot of videos on ESPN, they're talking about us. We're the new darlings, so to speak. But, yeah, man, let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. Until our next video, peace, y'all.